action.
As this year's chapter president, when I heard we had to make a video for Elevation, I was a little overwhelmed because I barely know how to restart my computer. So additionally we thought that we would do a song for you all, and that did not go so well.
Dear Cat, we're so proud this year. I'm like gonna cry. We've been studying so hard here. Mad props to our Dean's List girls. And if you're not one of those, study hard and get your 4.0 pearl. Our workshops will catch. Dear Cat, all men can supersede our secret bond of sisterhood.
But after some trial and error, I thought the best way for you to hear about all the wonderful things we have done in Zeta to Alpha this past year would be from our members.
Okay. What's Zeta's average GPA?
Is it like a 3 point? No, it was like a 2 something.
Let's go like 2.5-ish.
2.5.
2.7.
How have we aimed to improve our academics?
Well, we've put a lot of emphasis on study hours. We even have, I think, a space in the library, right, that people can go and use like a study room.
How has our risk improved since you joined Zeta?
I think that people thought that risk was a bad thing, like risk was there to get you in trouble all the time, and it wasn't. It was more so there to help you or be more of a resource. People within the last year or since I've joined have wanted to be on risk or volunteered to be on risk because it's fun, or they see the positive side to it instead of just someone out to get you. So I think it's been more of a resource or a way to bring awareness to something that could be potentially dangerous.
It's a much better respected and better run system than it was when I joined.
Is that pizza? Who are Zeta's 3 philanthropic partners?
Bright Pink, the NFL, and it's because you're putting me on the spot.
What does our philanthropy mean to you?
I think it's so amazing that we're able to work with such amazing women who have suffered greatly, and we touch so many lives and donate so much money, I think, nationally. And it is such an amazing foundation because so many women really are affected by breast cancer. So I just think it's just so great that we can kind of work right in the battlefield of kind of finding this cure and stopping this disease.
What philanthropies have we done in the past year?
Wait, hold on. Events? Last spring we did our annual dodgeball tournament, and then this past fall we did our dessert party. Those are our 2 main ones.
What is the goal amount of community service projects we have set for the next 2 years?
50.
What are 4 rituals we do every year?
Initiation. The pledge.
Initiation, big little, formal pledging, and
Initiation, pledging, installation, right, and big little.
How do our sisterhoods help grow positive relationships?
Because they allow us to open up more than we would on a normal basis and allow us to connect better as sisters.
Do you feel like you were transitioned well into your position on exec?
Absolutely, 100%. I had Kat, who was the previous risk chair, and she helped me every step of the way and super supported.
I think that I was transitioned well by advisors. As for the person who had my position before, I think there could have been a lot more help during the first semester.
I do. The girl who had the position before me was really experienced. Her transition was worse, so she wanted to make my transition into the position on exec a lot better than her transition was.
I was supposed to be transitioned.
And what are you going to do to make sure the next risk chair is transitioned well into her position?
I'm going to explain to her all of her responsibilities and just help her make sure that she feels comfortable and knows that if she ever has questions, she can always ask me.
Check in with her periodically, and all of her announcements at chapter I'll be able to hear and kind of make sure she's on the right track.
answer any questions that she has, and always make sure that I'm available for her throughout the next year.
I've compiled a long list of things that you need to do as the Vice President of Membership in the spring semester as well as over the summer preparing for recruitment, and I'm going to offer my help with preparing for work week and giving her guidance in every step of the way because there is a lot to do for recruitment. How long is Zeta's new member program?
4 weeks. Until initiation.
What was Panhellenic total this year for recruitment?
Is it like 180?
192?
How many new members did we take this year?
67. Oh my god, Jen. I don't know anything about Zeta, guys.
82 before we crowned, and then we crowned 15.
Do you know what crowning stands for?
CR, continuous recruiting outstanding women now.
How did crowning go this year?
I think it went really well. We met a lot of new girls that we didn't actually get to really get to talk to during recruitment and everything. I thought the events we did were really fun.
How do you think recruitment preparation week went this year, and how did it play into our recruitment?
I think recruitment preparation week went really well. I think compared to previous years, our chapter morale was kept really high throughout that week. I think a lot of emphasis was put on our values and who we are as a chapter, and I think that's why we're so happy with the new member class that we got, because we put all that work into learning our values and how to talk about them during recruitment.
Where are all the places you can find the ZTA calendar?
In the mailroom, on the gym, and on Facebook.
How do we take attendance at chapter?
The thing where you sign into the gin and there's the calendar of everything that's going on in the month, and then on every Monday it says chapter meeting and you type in a 4-digit code.
What do you need to do if you are going to make a chapter purchase?
You need to ask the treasurer if you can use the card a few days in advance, let her know what you're using it for and the amount that you need, but most likely a little bit more than the amount that you need just in case you go over.
How would you describe Zeta Tau Alpha's relationship with Panhellenic?
I think this year it's been great. We have 2 members, myself included, on the Panhellenic exec board, and I think that really helps us kind of bring back all of the information that Panhellenic is trying to get across. And it also helps us get Zeta's voice heard in Panhellenic meetings. And I think that in past years we haven't had that kind of relationship. And so I think that this year forward we're going to have great things happen.
How are we involved in the FSL community?
We're all friends.
We go to a lot of external philanthropy events, and we support all of our Greek brothers and sisters out there.
At what events have we engaged with our alumni in the past year?
The brunch.
The Founders Day. And yeah.
What are all of Zeta's social media forms?
What are social media forms?
Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr. Is there more?
So as you can tell, we've been very busy this past year in Zeta Tau Alpha. A few of the favorite things that I've been able to do as chapter president have been place a much greater emphasis on service and philanthropy. We've set a huge goal of completing 50 service projects in the next 2 years, and we're already a quarter of the way there. We've shifted towards hosting social events and events with fraternities that don't involve alcohol, because we want our members to engage with other members of the fraternity and sorority life community in a positive setting, and really network and make those relationships, which is what fraternity and sorority life is all about. And I think my favorite thing that I've been able to do is create an environment here where we are truly inspiring women to want to serve others and want to better their own lives, and not necessarily requiring them to do so. I think it's done a lot of positive things for chapter morale, and I can't wait to see all the amazing things they do after I'm gone.